In this video I'm going to be talking about how I think the majority of you are doing the carnivore diet wrong. Morning boys and girls, it's early on a Sunday morning and I'm back from London. I've been down there for a week. I've not enjoyed it, it's too busy, been away from home, and I prefer to have my own food and my own routines and stuff like that. So, back in the countryside, start of a beautiful day. Now, you probably have noticed in the last few videos I've had an email address, dave@carnivore.com, and around about 100 people have sent me emails concerned about certain aspects of the carnivore diet. But the most common one is, why aren't they losing weight? Why have they plateaued? And it's really quite easy to see why they're not losing weight and why they have plateaued. It's because they're eating too much meat, eating too much protein in any one go. Now, I know there is YouTubers out there which eat shed loads of meat, 3 pounds plus of meat per day, and they look amazing on it. But look at the age, look at the activity levels, look at their family histories. They're not the same as every other person on the planet. And there's a large amount of people, especially contacting me, who are morbidly obese or just over fat. They aren't the same genetic being. They aren't starting from the same start point as a lot of these YouTube hosts or YouTube creators are starting. And what I have to keep saying to people is, you don't need to sit down and eat 3 1-pound steaks throughout the day. What you need is 1 1-pound steak spread out through the day. Use a knife and cut it up and spread it out, and then fast, because your body can't utilize 2 to 3 pounds of meat per day. It can't do that, not unless, at the wildest guess, you were some kind of freak of nature which got more muscle mass than, you know, physically possible. You wrestled tigers for a living or were a bloody gladiator in Rome. Modern society isn't that active. We can't consume and utilize 2 to 3 pounds of meat per day. We just can't do it. As much as we'd love to do it, as much as we like to inflate our ego that we've got a big ass steak, it tastes and it smells amazing, a large majority of it you're going to store as muscle glycogen if you're lucky, and the rest of it's going to be stored on your body as fat. So if I can give you any advice, and it's the same advice as I've been giving all the other people who've been contacting me, eat less protein, more fat. So when people say, well, how much meat should I eat in one sitting? Get your hand, put the piece of meat on your hand. If it reaches from your heel of your hand to your fingertips and it's the same thickness as your hand, that is enough meat to eat in one sitting. Now, I will eat 3 to 4 sittings like that from the moment I wake up till about 2 p.m. So if I wake up about 5, I go for a walk, get home for about 6 in the morning, I'll have a piece of meat, same size as my hand, same thickness as my hand. And every 2 hours, I will eat the same amount of meat or fish, or, you know, put some eggs on your hand. If you can get 4 eggs on your hand, brilliant, eat 4 eggs. If you get a piece of fish on there, brilliant. Put some bacon on there. If it fits on your hand, brilliant. Obviously don't get bacon which is as thick as your hand, because that's taking the piss, isn't it? But that's as much as you need to eat. So when you see people cooking a pound of ground beef with eggs, it's ridiculous. You don't need any of that. The carnivore diet is about living on animal products. It's not about being gluttonous and over consuming animal products. It's about changing your life, making you feel fit and healthy, eliminating junk through the consumption of animal products, things that we can absorb and digest naturally. But there's limits to everything. So next time you see somebody deep fat frying a friggin' steak in a skillet with 1/4 inch of butter in the bottom, just think that ain't big and it's not clever. It's just a ton of fat, and that's why a lot of these people have lost 20 pounds in 10 months. For a lot of people that's a good crap, isn't it? 20 pounds in bloody 10 months. I mean, a lot of people are doing it wrong. A lot of people are starting to get unhealthy and getting bloated and constipated simply because they're over consuming too much protein. Make sure you split up your protein sources throughout the day. I know in America you don't use grams, but there is calculators online, and an approximation is there's 28 grams for every ounce. So I consume around about 4 ounces of protein per day, about 4 ounces of fat per day. And I feel amazing. I do 10-12 hours of work, you know, I go to the gym for an hour, I come out walking, I sleep like a baby, my depression's gone, I feel amazing. But as soon as I eat far too much, don't feel as good, start to get complications. Make sure you get your electrolytes in there. So if you have a pint of water, you know, a pinch of sea salt, a pinch of low salt, and just have those members, I don't know, 2-3 times a day, and then water or coffee in between them. Solves a lot of problems. Certainly solves your constipation problems and, you know, lack of bowel movements and things like that. But the biggest cause of constipation and bloating is just eating too much. You know, you can't swap overeating of carbohydrates, junk foods and things like that for overeating animal products. Yeah, it's healthier, there's no debate in that. No, it's not going to destroy your kidneys, studies have proved that, but you're not solving the problem. The problem is you overeat in the first place. You've got to shrink your stomach and allow your body to work more optimally. You can't do that if you're eating shitloads of bloody food in one go. Don't work. So if anything, I'd like you all just to consider how much you're putting on your plate, because of these 100 people who have sent me a lot of emails, photos, and some beautiful bits of writing, you know, absolutely amazing, and I really do appreciate them. My heart breaks when you hear people who are pretty much on death's door by following the wrong advice. And I'm not saying the carnivore diet's put them on death's door, it's the fact they're on death's door already. They're grossly overweight, they're feeling very unwell, all of their vital signs are really dire, and then they follow somebody's advice who's, I don't know, 100 pound in weight, who says, I eat a pound of ground beef in one sitting. They do the same thing. It makes them feel worse because they eat that pound of ground beef 2, 3, 4 times a day, thinking they're doing the right thing, and really what they're doing is they're just swapping one overeating practice for another. And it's heartbreaking because, you know what, you know, if they'd been eating correctly and doing it right a year ago, they'd be in a whole different place by now. Mentally, physically, emotionally, they'd be feeling absolutely amazing. But you can't do that when you're flooding your body with excesses, you know. YouTube, unfortunately, is like the advertising channels of years and years ago, when they used to say such stupidities like, you know, smoke 40 Marlboros a day, be a real man, you know, eat this chocolate bar, eat that chocolate bar, drink full sugar sodas. It's all nonsense, and unfortunately there's an awful lot of YouTube channels which do give out a lot of nonsense. If you feel like you're overstuffed, then you're overstuffed, but you'll never know the feeling of being optimal until you give your body a chance to actually start shrinking your stomach, tapping into your body fat reserves, and working in a more efficient and optimal way. You'll never know the experience, you'll never know that you know, unlimited amount of energy that people get. I mean, I've watched a few YouTube channels and the people will say, yeah, carnivore's good, but you've got no energy and stuff, because you're doing it wrong. All you're eating is frigging meat with no fat. You're doing it wrong. I'm sure there ought to be some kind of regulation system about who puts information out on YouTube, because you could tell some of them are really, really low IQ people, which need to have the phones taken off them. And I can understand why vegans detest carnivores when they see people eating 3 pounds of meat in a day. I mean, I think the military work out that we need something like 40 or 50 grams of protein per day to exist, to survive. So if I'm telling you that you need 120 grams, well, you're getting twice as much as what the military said you needed to survive, and yet a lot of yous are getting 200, 300, 400 grams of protein and then wondering why you feel like crap. Now, it probably sounds like I'm moaning, probably sounds like I'm having a go at yous, but I want you to feel the best you're ever going to feel. I want you to wake up in the morning and feel amazing, bounce out of bed, be positive, see the beautiful, amazing person that there is in your mirror every time you go in the bathroom. Not to get up and think, I feel lethargic, I ain't had a crap in 5 days, I'm full of shit and I can't get rid of it. Want you to do the best you're ever going to do. Want you to feel amazing. So after I've done all this moaning at you and everything, if you can remember one thing, that is the size of your meat, your animal products. If it fits on the palm of your hand, from the heel to your fingertips, doesn't hang over the edges, doesn't hang over the top and the bottom, and is no thicker than your hand, that's fair game to eat in one sitting. Have that amount for breakfast. If you're still hungry 2 hours later, have another one. If you're still hungry, have another one 2 hours later. Spread it out so you give you a chance for your body to break it down, start utilising it. That's as simple as it can get. Look at your nutritional data on the packets of the food that you're getting. So if you get a steak, I pretty much guarantee it'll tell you how much protein's in there, how much fat's in there. So if it says that for that amount of protein that I've told you to eat, there is 50 grams of protein, then ideally you want 50 grams of fat. You can live on just the fat, which is with the meat. You will, in theory, lose body fat far quicker if you don't add any fat to your diet, but you will find that initially, for the first few months, you will be absolutely exhausted until your body gets fully used to tapping into the body fat transfers and breaking it down and using it as energy. So even if you added fat to your diet for the first couple of months and then slowly started cutting it down until you're just living on ribeyes and no extra fat, then you can do it. But if you just start off just eating ribeyes and you're getting less fat, then you're going to struggle. You're going to feel a little bit depleted. You can do it, but you know, why struggle? Why not just use science to help you get through there? Now, there's a few things in the carnivore diet and the whole arena of carnivore and well, all diets really, which I don't really like, and that's the gymnastics around the science of nutrition, because you do get a lot of people who are really staunch believers in every single diet, and once something works for them, you'll see them almost like try and manipulate the data and the science behind what they're doing to fit their needs. It doesn't work like that. You know, you can't suddenly say, well, I've evolved to eat 3 pounds of meat, or for example, or I can only eat muscle meat, I don't need to eat no organ meats. Your body still needs the right things. There's studies to prove that it needs the right things, and it's not just carnivores which do it. Vegans do it. People on bloody what is it? Was it medical medium and you know all that kind of thing? It's all crap. A lot of what they're saying. But there is essences of real data in all of the different diets. You don't have to manipulate things to suit your needs. You know, we've still got to be realistic on what really does happen what really does work within our diets. I'm also really not into this whole vegan bashing thing. I wouldn't say I've got a massive love for vegans. They're the ones which tend to send me really horrible comments and stuff, but each to their own. If they want to eat that kind of rubbish, let them crack on. If they want to eat mass-produced bloody carbohydrates and every bloody additive going, bloody Beyond Burgers full of glyphosate, well, if you're going to be stupid enough to eat that kind of crap, then just let them crack on. I'm certainly not going to get in any debates with vegans. I'm certainly not going to argue the toss with people, because most of them seem to be either mentally challenged or have got some kind of psychological issues. So what is the point of giving them the time of day? I mean, yeah, I can understand there's an awful lot of traffic through promoting videos which are anti-vegan and stuff, but if you can't think of content, you can't think of things to make videos about, get a job. Simple as that. I mean, there's some brilliant channels out there which have some good information, but as soon as they stop, and here's a quick word from our sponsor Squarespace, if you need total crap, you don't need to sell yourself out for that. You'll never see me, and this is cast iron guarantee, you will not see me make any public announcements saying that here's a word from our sponsor. I'll not do that. In the future, if I end up with thousands of subscribers and I get loads of views, you might see a click ad at the beginning of the video, but you'll not see me sell out and do sponsorship deals, because it's totally unnecessary, and no amount of money is going to buy my respect. Respect is earned, it's not bought. And as soon as you see people saying, like, you know, oh, get this discount code and this and that, the other kind of thing, you don't need to mention it. If you've got a discount code for something, put it down in the description, let people of their own volition have a click, have a link, and have a look and see if there's anything worthwhile. I mean, I might even put a few links to some of the animal-based supplements that I use, you know, and if you want to buy them, buy them. I'm certainly not going to over promote them. I'm not going to tell you that it's the only thing you can have, or I've only reached my results because of having these supplements. There's millions of supplements out there, there's millions of products out there. You just got to pick what works for you, haven't you? I've done a lot of moaning today, haven't I? I've done a lot of moaning. It's been a hard couple of weeks. I've had a lot of upset people on emails, some in real dire situations.